6 o'clock. So I will call the April 21st, 2026 Richland County Board of Supervisors County Board meeting to order. This is the organizational meeting for the Richland County Board. So the first thing we'll do is call roll call. So Carroll. Here. Miller.
Here.
Schoonover.
Here.
Kramer.
Here.
McKee.
Here.
Engel.
Here.
Meyer. Welty.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Nolan.
Here.
Perry.
Here.
Collins Johnsrud.
Here.
Turk.
Here.
Walt Smith, take the Pietro.
Here.
Frank.
Here.
Severson. Williamson.
Here.
Cooey.
Here.
And McGuire.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum present. The next thing we have is the invocation. So we have Pastor Jonathan Young here with us. So if we can all rise for the invocation.
Pray. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks today. Your scripture says that this is the day that you have made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. Father, we are glad tonight and we give you thanks. I thank you for these men and women that are around this table. Lord, they are public servants, but they are your servants as well. Father, would you bless them, bless their families, their friends, their relationships, and just bless this time as they're together, this organizational meeting that they have in front of them. Lord, grant them your wisdom, and may the decisions they make reflect your justice and righteousness. Father, just bless their conversation tonight, and may it give you glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And I'll turn and face the flag. I will lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item to confirm is I, as the county clerk, will confirm that we have met the verification of open meeting laws compliance. So the meeting was posted in the usual spots, the county's website, and the bulletin board downstairs, and in the clerk's office as well. So the meeting has been properly noticed. The next thing we will do is your oath of office. So you all have a packet of front-filled information that was waiting for you. On that top of that stack should have been an oath of office. So that is the white form. I will have you all stand. We'll all do this together. So I will have you all stand and you will raise your right hand and we will all repeat this together. So I'll stand. Everyone raise their right hand and repeat after me. So I state your name.
I, Peter Turk,
Having been elected or appointed to
having been elected or appointed to
the office of county supervisor and then your district number,
the office of County Supervisor, District 13,
have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
and faithfully discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So then I'll have you all sign the form there for me. And then it's very important that I get this back from you. So Administrator Clements, yeah, you have a folder with me too. These are not filed. They cause a vacancy. So I need to make sure I get these before you leave. Second to do that. I will sign them. I will keep a copy as we always do. And then the other document you had before you is your certificate of election. So made especially for you by yours truly with a nice county seal on it. So that can be placed in a frame and put in your library somewhere. Right, that's what you all do with them.
Thank you.
You take good care of it.
All right, so Administrator Clements is going around to collect the oaths of office for you. Officially now, we can welcome you all to the Richland County Board of Supervisors. Thank you for your willingness to serve. The role you play is very important and really does help shape the community in which we all live in and call home. The other things that are in your packet of information there is a County Board Supervisor contact information form. For you folks that are returning, if nothing's changed, you don't need to fill this out. We've collected this before. For the new folks, please fill this out. This is just some information we have on file in case we need to contact an emergency contact, and that we just have some general biographical information on here. So please complete this and give it to me before you leave if you are new and or you need to make any changes, okay? That's this form. The other item that's in your stack of items is the Richland County Board Rules of the Board. So you all have this. This lives electronically in various places. When the new folks get their iPads, you'll have access to this electronically, but I did print one of these off so you had a copy. These are the rules in which you as the governing body have chosen to govern yourselves by. So very important that you know these rules because we follow these rules and we are expected to govern ourselves underneath these rules. So everyone should have a copy of that. You also have a nice welcome packet from WCA, that's Wisconsin Counties Association. They are very helpful. We're a member of them and they provide loads of information. So this packet there's a lot of good stuff in here. I think Administrator Clements is maybe going to go into a little more detail about the packet at some point, but that's what this packet of information is. The other items that we do have available, if you need them, there was the supervisor biography form. I think you all received that electronically. If you need copies of that, we do have those available if you didn't get the one that was sent out. Additionally, the committee selection form, you should have all received that. The Committee on Committees will be meeting tomorrow, so it's very important that you return those forms in. So when the Committee on Committee meets, they know exactly where you would all like to be. So if you haven't filled that form out, please fill that out.
And if you want a paper copy, I have extra copies handy for you to fill out.
And then there are t-shirts in the back. So Administrator Clements can say where those t-shirts came from. I am not super familiar with those, so. She's ready. T-shirts in the back are just as people want them, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any questions about any of that, people? And I see Gary joined us over there. Okay, then I will, we have our agenda before you, so it's a 25-point agenda. We've taken care of the first 6 items, so item number 7 is to approve the agenda. So if I can get a motion to approve the agenda. Motion by McGuire, is there a second? Second by Frank. I have a first by McGuire, a second by Frank to approve the agenda. Is there any other further discussion on approving the agenda? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. We are on to number 8. So number 8 is the election of the county board chair. So this is a process that we followed before as outlined in the rules of the board. This process begins by individuals nominating individuals to be county board chair. So if anyone has a nomination for someone, simply state that you would like to nominate who. We'll take a second by that, and then we will carry through this process until I've asked about 3 times if there's any other nominations. And hearing none, I'll close the floor for nominations. So I will open the floor for nominations for county board chair. Mr. Perry.
Nominate David Turk.
Dave Turk.
I would second that, Frank.
Okay, so we have a nomination by Rod Perry, a second by Bob Frank for Dave Turk to be county board chair. Are there any other nominations? Yes.
I would like to nominate Carrie Severson.
Okay. So we have a nomination by Supervisor Thompson for Carrie Severson to be county board chair. Is there a second to that nomination?
I'll second that.
Second by McGuire. Are there any other nominations? Oh, sorry, Mary Miller. So Supervisor Miller has nominated Randy Schoonover. Is there a second to that nomination? Second by Richard McKee. Are there any other nominations? That's number 1. Any other nominations? Number 2. Last chance. Any other nominations? Okay, I've asked 3 times for any other nominations. I will close the floor for nominations for county board chair. The other thing we do is county nominees are allowed to address the county board for a maximum of 10 minutes to say why they'd like to be county board chair. A maximum of 10 minutes. That's in the county board rules. But we don't have to take 10 minutes. That's fine. So I will allow those nominated to speak and address the board in the order in which they were nominated. So that first individual would be Supervisor Turk. Would you like to address the county board?
Sure.
It's been my privilege to serve as chair of the county board for the last 2 years. It's certainly been an eventful 2 years. Just after I was elected chair, we got the notification from the UW system that they were walking away from the campus property. And we've had other fun events since then. There is a lot that we're dealing with right now as a county and a lot of things that we have in motion that we're trying to get figured out. Our ambulance service, the campus property, taking a look at our capital facilities and the conditions and what we need to do now, what we're planning for the future. I've been able to make some good connections and network with people, got to know the surrounding board chairs from this area, state legislators, lots of good contacts within the Wisconsin Counties Association. It's certainly been a growth experience for me. I thought I knew what I was getting into by becoming board chair, but I have learned a lot in the last 2 years. And I would really like to continue serving as board chair to see these things through that we have in the works right now as a county and get these things figured out for the taxpayers of Richland County. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Turk. Next would be Supervisor Severson. Would you like to address the board, sir?
Sure. Thank you, supervisors, for nominating me for county board chair. I do appreciate that, and will try my best to my abilities to support you and your decision-making that you are bringing forth to the board, and know that that is your decision that you are bringing forth to us, and I'm just your leader and guidance to make that happen for you. There are a lot of challenges that do face Richland County, but they are our challenges that we make and that we have to decide on. And those challenges don't come lightly, but I hope that you both or all will support me in guidance. I've had leadership roles on the county board as a county committee chairman for Health and Human Services, the Parks Committee, the Fair Advisory, vice chair for Public Safety. Served on numerous other committees with my 10 years of service to the county board. So I do bring some wealth of knowledge along with us here that we do have. So I do appreciate all of your support, and I wish that we do have a good 2 years regardless of what does happen here, because we do have some serious decisions to make. So I wish for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Severson. Supervisor Schoonover, would you like to address the board?
Thank you for nominating me. Throughout my life, my style of leadership would be very transparent. I think a good leader needs to be a great person that passes on various tasks, not do too much himself, but to be a very good delegator to the rest of us, because we're all in this together. And that's what I would try and lead with. Thank you.
All right, so at that point, we've heard from the three nominees for county board chair. We have Supervisor Turk, Supervisor Severson, and Supervisor Schoonover. At this point in time, we will pass out ballots for you to indicate the individual that you would like to choose as county board chair. So again, we've just had the three candidates to choose from: David Turk, or Supervisor Turk, Supervisor Severson, and Supervisor Schoonover. You will get a blank ballot. I will request that you write the name of the individual who you'd like to serve as county board chair in this box here. Fold those up, hand those back to Administrator Clements, and Corporation Counsel Russell and I will tally the votes once they are received.
Remember that? Took us 20 minutes at chalkboard.
No, I made extra ballots, don't
We
worry.
go back.
Remember last time, I looked at my notes.
Took us an hour to get the highway committee. Like, oh, there's somebody, there's 5 of them. That's amazing on box. One thing. Thanks. Yep, that is. Couple steps. Yes.
So let's count all here. Sort of by person.
Let me call, make sure I got a full number first.
18.
18.
18, okay. This is what it's like to come to the campus if you're all curious about what happens at a election canvas. This is exactly what happens. All right, so the turns. What do you have for signal? 3 for Schoonover and 3.
Yep, correct.
Some.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, good.
All right, so that's 18 total. So we have, for the votes cast, 3 votes for Supervisor Schoonover. We have 7 votes for Supervisor Turk, and we have 8 votes for Supervisor Severson. So that being said, Supervisor Severson has received the most votes with 8 being there and would be declared county board chair. Sign that. So then Supervisor Severson, if you want to grab your stuff and come over here, we will metaphorically and physically pass the gavel to you as the county board chair, sir.
Same type here.
That's for public comment.
A couple seconds here to set up. All right, so we are on agenda item number 9, which is the election of county board vice chair. Are there any nominations for county board vice chair? Any nominations for county board vice chair?
I would nominate Steve Williamson.
Supervisor Frank nominates Steve Williamson for county board chair. Is there a second? Seconded by Supervisor Cooey. Is there any other nominations for vice chair? Supervisor Miller?
I nominate Randy here, Randy Schoonover.
So we have a nomination for Supervisor Randy Schoonover for county board vice chair. Is there a second? Seconded by Supervisor Kramer. Is there any other nominations for county board vice chair?
I'll nominate Dave Turk.
Steve Williamson nominates Dave Turk as county board vice chair. So we have 3 county board vice chairs. Is there a second for county board vice chair? For Mr. Turk? Supervisor Carroll. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? So we have Supervisor Williamson, Supervisor Schoonover, and Supervisor Turk for county board vice chair. Are there any other nominations? Supervisor McGuire. We have a nomination for Supervisor Engel. Is there a second? seconded by Supervisor Thompson. Are there any other nominations? So we have Supervisor Williamson, Supervisor Schoonover, Supervisor Turk, and Supervisor Engel for County Board Vice Chair. Are there any other nominations? One more time, are there any other nominations? County Clerk, Kalish,
Yes,
do you have ballots or?
we do.
Okay. Supervisor Wallsmith, do you have a question?
Was waving in the- She was leaving.
Is there speaking time identified for this?
I would think so, yes. I guess 10 minutes is what we have for,
Yeah, 10 minutes is the maximum.
so we'll do that in order. So Supervisor Williamson, you were first nominated. 10 minutes to speak.
Start the timer.
Okay.
I did, homework. 31.
Yeah, thank you for nominating me. I've been vice chair for 2 years with David. Finishing up my 10th year here on the board, lifelong resident of Richland County. I'm a member of the Southwest Tech Board, so if somebody else receives this position, I will not be hurt at all. So I've got, that's being quite busy over there as well, but thank you for the vote. We've got a lot to do. Carrie and I have worked together, on the highway committee years past, so whoever ends up there, there's a lot of work. We as a group will do it. So, thank you.
All right, 10 minutes to Supervisor Randy Schoonover for County Board Vice Chair.
And thank you for nominating me. Same thing that I said earlier, being transparent, being able to branch off and have everybody involved in all of the decisions. Thank you.
Time for Supervisor Turk.
Thank you for the nomination, Mr. Williamson. I have served previously as vice chair too. It was my privilege to serve under Marty Brewer as chair, parts of 2 different terms. So definitely have experience with that and would look forward to continuing to participate with county leadership, including Chair Severson, as we lead the county forward to address the challenges we face.
Mr. Turk, and going on to Supervisor Engel.
Well, I second what Randy said, I'd be transparent. Also make sure that I listened well to everybody's voices and that everybody was heard, staff and county board members, as well as constituents. And I would push for open transparency with the public as well. So thanks. I've been president of different organizations. Southwest Partners, Star Spangled, background in ethics, that might be helpful. So Gary, I would cover your back.
So we have heard our 4 vice chair people nominations and they're speaking. We're going to hand out the ballots this time. Yes.
AT circles. What was that? Spoon over? Okay. Okay. All right, results are as follows. We had Steve Williamson with 2. We had Supervisor Turk and Supervisor Schoonover both with 4, and Supervisor Engel receiving 8 votes. So with that being said, that is the most votes for County Board Vice Chair. So with 8 votes, Supervisor Engel is declared the County Board Vice Chair. Move for any response. Sorry.
Oh, you gotta go back to the.
We're now going to move on to agenda item number 10, which is election of committee on committee members. So this committee is 7 committee members. Committee on committees does go through, and you should have received an email from the clerk or in your packet the committees that you're interested in. You would mark those down in order that you would like preference for, and the committee on committees then meets tomorrow. And they will go over that as a 7-member committee and decide who gets placed where with your preferences. So we need 7 members to be on that committee. In the past, we have taken nominations off the floor, but I think the clerk has ballots for us to choose members to be on committees. So the clerk will pass that out.
So the instructions in the ballot say select 5 members to serve on the committee on committees by placing an X in the selection box next to their name. Do not choose the county board chair or vice chair because those 2 folks are automatically on the committee on committees. So it's the 2 people in front of you. Don't put their name on here because they're already on that committee. You're electing 5 at-large members, okay? So
the committee on committees does not meet every month. It meets as an as-needed basis when there becomes vacancies on the county board to fill committees, or there are citizen members that do resign or term limit out. The committee on committees does meet, and then it's usually before county board meeting, and sometimes it's maybe a day or 2 before county board that they do meet. So it's not all the time, not monthly.
I do have extra copies of ballots because last time we did this, we had to go through a few rounds, so. It's fine. Checks you with some more like you need to read.
Do you want our name on this then?
The name doesn't have to be on this one. It's been on there.
No, no, still considered organization, but I don't remember these.
Right, put it on. You'll put it on there last time.
Thank you, question.
Okay, so she.
Yeah.
I know.
They had one. Cool. This round, Clerk Taylor, is the top 5 vote getters.
Yes.
And
Whoever-
whoever tie.
Then we do it again,
Okay,
just like we did last time, 3 times.
understood.
Me.
Well, I guess we're gonna go into recess for about a 5 to 10 minutes until at least the election results are.
It'll take us.
So
So
it's gonna take about 15
you're free to roam around. We're gonna be at a pause now and then we'll convene. I'll give you notice when we can start convening back in.
You want hard copies? She's got one. Her advisor.
So Clerk Kalish has informed me that the ballots for committee on committee have been counted and there appears to be a tie.
There is, so, the top 4 votes are Schoonover with 12, Welty for 9, Thompson for 9, Cooey for 8, and then for that 5th spot, we had a tie, with Supervisor Kramer and Supervisor Turk both getting 6 votes. So, we're going to send around another ballot, so vote for one, only one. That will give us the 5, so only one.
Can you repeat the 2 bottoms and top? One of the 2.
Yes. The
So are we voting for the one of the 2 that are tied or it can be any other supervisor, correct?
It could be anybody.
Could be any
Supervisor
supervisor other than those 6.
Right, the ones that just elected and the chair and vice chair. And the 2 that tied, did you ask me that?
I asked him the 2 were tied at the
Supervisor Turk and Supervisor Kramer both received 6.
You sign that?
You don't have.
Oh.
So we're voting for one.
Just any.
Just one. Please don't vote for anybody who's already been on the committee.
Say that again?
Don't vote for anybody who's already on the committee. It's 6, 2 chair and the vice chair and the 4 we just announced.
Name those 4 again, so we know that.
Again, so Schoonover, Welty, Thompson, and Cooey. Schoonover, Welty, Thompson, and Cooey.
Along with the chair and the vice chair.
Right.
I named the other 2.
The other 2 that got 6, Supervisor McGuire has asked me that again, and Supervisor Kramer and Supervisor Turk were the 2 that tied for 6.
Okay.
So again, Schoonover, Welty, Thompson, and Cooey. Do not vote for them, nor Severson or Engel.
I don't live in Moscow. We don't. I live in Moscow, it was Grant County or I. Yeah, we don't do that. No way.
Anymore.
That's what she thinks. That'd be something old problem.
17.
That's 18. Okay, so the results from this are Supervisor Kramer receiving 9 votes, which was the most. Dave Turk received 4, and then Steve Caro, Tiffany Thompson, Mary Collins Johnsrud, Darlene Tagliapietra, and Steve Williamson received 1. So Supervisor Kramer received the most and would be the 5th member at-large member to the Committee on Committees. So that is Supervisor Kramer for that election.
Okay, we're gonna move on from agenda item number 10 to agenda item number 11, which is county clerk, a board appointment of elected position pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute 17.21. I believe that we have received 3 candidates for county clerk. I've conferred with the county administrator, and I feel that since this is a new board that's coming into session with new supervisors on, I kind of like to put a pause on that, keep the candidates that we currently have, form an executive and finance committee that could review those candidates to bring forth the county board for appointment, because it is pursuant to 1721 where the county board does appoint a county clerk. In absence, since our clerk has resigned, May 1st will be his last day. What is the pleasure of this board? Does that sound okay to do right now? Okay. So we'll keep the candidates. Do you still want to have them advertised yet for any other openings, or keep it open for advertisement? Is that okay? Is that okay, Mr. Russell?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Carroll?
Does that mean there will be a gap where there's no clerk?
So there would be, I talked with Trish on this. I did not talk with Clerk Kalish, but I was informed that Miranda, the deputy clerk, is willing to stay on and would have those duties in absence of the clerk.
Okay.
And so we would meet, executive finance would meet the 12th of May, and the county board would be the 19th of May. Supervisor Engel?
If we do keep it open, I think you should notify those 3, let them know.
Yeah.
So it's all straight up.
Okay. Yep.
If I may, you're allowed to interview them if you want. I mean, you can do whatever you want in regards to making that determination. So you're free in that regard.
Supervisor McGuire?
Yeah, is this gonna require a vote to change this process now?
I think that would be advisable.
So a motion would be appropriate. So a motion by Supervisor McGuire to postpone the agenda item number 11, county clerk board appointment, seconded by Supervisor Kramer. Is there any further discussion on postponement of county clerk position until the formation of committee on committees, and then the executive committee, and then that would bring forth the county board? Hearing no discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed say nay. Motion carries. All right. Agenda item number 12, approved minutes of the March 17th, 2026 meetings. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? I would entertain a motion to approve those for this first session. Motion by Mr. Frank, seconded by Shirley Welty. Any further discussion on those minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to agenda item number 13, public comment. I did receive one written public comment, and that was from Mrs. Cindy Chicker, that she is for the resident of the town of Richland, Ward 1. Ms. Chicker, she'd like to talk about our Richland County parks.
That don't exist anymore. And that is kind of why I am here to just register my great disappointment that the Parks Committee, which I have been a member of and the last year or so been the chairperson for, was dissolved with no notification, prior or post. The way that I found out about it was I contacted the Public Works Commissioner, I guess, and to reschedule the meeting that had been initially scheduled for February, but he was out of town and couldn't be there. And I waited for a reply, and I eventually did get a reply from the county administrator that the county board had voted at the meeting the previous Tuesday to dissolve Parks Committee. The committee was pretty dedicated to making sure that the county parks properties were kept in as good a repair as the county budget would allow, which sometimes wasn't all that great. But there was, without the group that was, it was basically our job to keep an eye on things, and we treated it as such. And now, Lord knows. Anyway, I think the group that had been dedicated to the parks properties in Richland County was shown a great deal of disrespect, did not receive notice, did not even receive a thank you for the many years of service that several of us have done. Thank you for allowing me. That's the one good thing. The last thing we did was entertain the group from high school that wished to put forth the idea of the tobacco-free parks. And I see that that is on the agenda for voting by you all this evening. So thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Chicker.
Chairman,
Lenore?
I have a question. On that document we filled out for the committees, isn't that listed on that document? So,
No, Richland Center Parks Board.
oh, okay, I'm sorry, that's where, yeah.
Is there any other public comment from anyone in the room? Supervisors? Citizens?
There's a strategic planning meeting that the high school district is doing on Sunday of this week from 3:30 until 5, and on Wednesday of next week. And they're looking for involvement by leaders in the community. So, any more questions, you can ask Tiffany.
Any other public comment from anyone in the room? Looking to online, are there anybody from online wishing to speak for public comment? Hearing none, we're going to move on to agenda item number 14, an ordinance relating to parcels 010-2721-000 and 010-2811-0000 and 010-2814-000.
This will be ordinance number 26-8, amendment number 643 to the Richland County Code of Ordinance, chapter 119, that the following described 22-acre parcels in the town of Eagle are hereby rezoned from ag forestry to ag residential district. This ordinance shall be effective upon passage and publication and is being offered to you by the Natural Resources Standing Committee on April 6th of 2026.
You've heard the ordinance read by the clerk. What's your pleasure? Motion by Supervisor Perry, seconded by Supervisor Welty. Any further discussion? Ordinance 26-8.
I don't know if you need.
Ms. Cooper?
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kathy Cooper. I'm the Director of Land Conservation and Zoning. And just to let you know that the reason that it's just the parcel numbers are listed, it harkens back to
the shielding act. We have to shield judges' information from the public. So in order to treat everyone the same, all of these notices, because they're public, have to have the names removed and the addresses removed. So we've referred to the parcels just by their parcel number. So if you ever need more information, you can reach out to Kathy or me or to the treasurer's office and we can help explain that.
Yeah, because if we put names on everybody except one few parcel, then you'll know that's somebody in the judicial, so that's why we gone and done it this way. Just so you know, this is, the family is selling off residences with a little bit of land to family members. So the rest of the land will still mean agriculture farmed as well as the ag land associated with the houses that are being sold off to family members.
So you heard a description from Ms. Cooper. Is there any further discussion? We have a motion and a second. Hearing no discussion, call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Moving on to agenda item number 15, an ordinance relating to parcels 024-2041-1000 and 024-2044-1000. Clerk?
This will be ordinance number 26-9, amendment number 644 to the Richland County Code of Ordinance, Chapter 119, that the following described 10.54 acre parcel in the town of Richwood is hereby rezoned from ag forestry to ag residential district. Once again, this ordinance is passed effective upon passage and publication. It is being offered to you by the Natural Resources Standing Committee on April 6th of 2026.
Heard the clerk's thing. Motion by Supervisor Kramer, seconded by Supervisor Williamson.
The owners are selling this acreage to their son, who's gonna build a house on that acreage, and the cropland will still be farmed.
Any further discussion from supervisors? Hearing none, call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to agenda item number 16, ordinance relating to parcels 010-3644-3000 and 010-3711-3000.
This will be ordinance number 26-10, amendment number 645 to the Richland County Code of Ordinance, Chapter 119. The following described 19.25 acre parcels in the town of Eagle are hereby rezoned from illegal non-conforming to the ag residential district. Again, ordinance shall be passed effective upon passage and publication, being offered to you by the Natural Resources Standing Committee on April 6th of 2026.
For the clerk's reading, what is your pleasure? Motion by Mr. McKee, seconded by Mr. Turk.
Have some parcels that are in the county that are zoned illegal non-conforming and legal non-conforming. And we don't know why they were zoned illegal non-conforming. So as they come in to want to get a permit, we've been bringing them back into compliance. Putting them in the correct zoning district. So this is what this is, just fixing a I don't call it a problem, but fixing an error.
Any further discussion from supervisors? Hearing none, I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 17, a resolution approving the town of Ithaca's rezoning of a portion of a parcel 0162021-1000 and 0162012-1000.
This will be resolution number 26-14. Now therefore be it resolved by the Richland County Board of Supervisors that in accordance with Wisconsin statute, section 60.62 sub 3, that approval is hereby granted for the rezoning the following described 2.32 acre parcel from the Farmland Preservation District to the Residential Zoning District in accordance with the Town of Ithaca zoning ordinance. Be it further resolved that the Director of Land Conservation and Zoning shall send a copy of this resolution to the known clerk of the Town of Ithaca. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be effective immediately upon its passage and publication. Again, offered to you by the Natural Resources Standing Committee on April 6th of 2026.
So Ithaca is one of two townships that have their own zoning. So this is kind of a pass-through that they would approve that at their township and it would pass through county board. So it's set in, I believe, statutes that they are allowed to have their own zoning to do this stuff. So it's just a pass-through. Is there any Kathy, do you have any discussion on this Ithaca one? Okay. Any discussion from supervisors? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion does carry. Moving on to,
Wait, Carrie, there was no first or second.
Yeah.
was it?
No, there
Sorry.
wasn't.
Okay, so we have a motion. I guess I went in right talking. So it's a motion by Supervisor Perry, seconded by Mr. Cooey. Now is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Agenda item number 18, resolution approving the town of Ithaca's rezoning of a portion of a parcels 016-2411-1000 and 016-2414, 1100 and 016-2414-1200 in the town of Ithaca.
This will be similar to the one before. This will be resolution number 26-15. Now therefore be resolved by the Richland County Board of Supervisors in accordance with Wisconsin statute, section 60.62 sub 3, that approval is hereby granted for rezoning the following described 4.97 acre parcel from the Farmland Preservation District to the Ag Residential Zoning District in accordance with the Town of Ithaca zoning ordinance. Be it further resolved that the Director of the Land Conservation and Zoning shall send a copy of this resolution to the known clerk of the Town of Ithaca. And be it further resolved that this resolution shall be effective immediately upon its passing publication. Again, offered to you by the Natural Resources Standing Committee on April 6th of 2026.
So you heard the resolution. What is your pleasure? Motion by Supervisor Cooey, seconded by Supervisor Welty. Discussion. No discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to agenda item number 19. We have reports. We'll go to number A, County Administrator report.
So the first thing I want to do is just talk about the packet that was placed in front of you. I think one of the most important things from the Wisconsin Counties Association is the COWS training. This is the county officials workshops. This really gives you a good overview of county government. If you are interested in attending, please let me know. We will sign you up. We will make the payment for you. But that information is in the packet. There are dates starting on May 11th and going all the way through May 22nd in various locations around the state. And then there are some virtual options that are out there. Also in the packet is the County Officials Handbook, a parliamentary procedure card, and then just different information from them with a welcome letter. So for those of you who don't know, the Wisconsin Counties Association is an association of county governments assembled for the purpose of serving and representing counties. So they have these trainings, they have a fall conference, they have a spring legislative update. So there's a lot of stuff that they do that really works to help support counties. You'll start to receive a monthly magazine from them, and their website does have a lot of information that's out there. The committee selection form, I think everybody has gotten theirs to me, but if you have not filled it out, please complete that and get it to me so that we have it for our meetings tomorrow night. If you haven't completed your biography form, please let me get that information to me so we can get it added to the website, excuse me. And then upcoming meetings that we do have committee on committees tomorrow night at 5. We do have board orientation on April 28th, and that is also going to be a county board meeting so we could seat all the committees. And then we will be having a special board meeting on May 5th to talk about the future of the ambulance service and the possibility of a countywide ambulance system. The goal is to get that packet completely filled in accessible on your iPads at least 1 week in advance, so you have an opportunity to review all the information, and then there'll be information provided at that meeting. If there are questions that you have, please be reaching out to me so that I can make sure we can answer those questions that night, because we do have the goal of having a vote on May 19th. So that we really can work on budgets, municipalities will know, townships will know, and we can continue on with that. And then I also put into the packet my report, 2 things that I just want to point out from my report. Number 1, I want to extend a congratulations to Rod Perry for being a local broadcasting legend through the Wisconsin Broadcasting Museum. When I read on their website, it looks like his career began in 1961 and spanned 65 years. So congratulations.
Hard to remember back that far, but I was a senior in high school when I started at Dillard.
Been a while.
And then I also just want to extend a special thank you to outgoing County Clerk Derek Kalish. Clerk Kalish is a very dedicated county employee who not only excelled at his clerk duties, but also at the administrator duties. Derek was always willing to step up and help out when needed. He would be greatly missed. And there was a request that the tower budget be brought forth to this meeting. Leanne is doing a really deep dive into that to make sure that we have the correct information, so that'll be brought forth next month. And then in the packet was also a update on the Tri-County Airport.
Any questions for our administrator? Okay. And item number 19B is County Board Chair Report. I guess I do not have anything at this moment. I would encourage all county supervisors to attend our county officials workshop that we have. That is very important, especially for some newer supervisors that just come onto the board. You're going to get some good education from that. And also, if you need to have a little bit more education, please reach out to some of us 6 more experienced supervisors like Supervisor Turk, Williamson, Cooey, myself, McGuire, Key, Mr. Carroll. We're all here to help you. Move on to agenda item number 19C, which is legislative update. Do not see anyone here from any of our legislators, national and state. So we'll move on to agenda item number 20, which is Richland County Tobacco-Free Parks Ordinance.
This will be ordinance number 26-11. Section 20.08.060 to chapter 20 of the Richland County Code of Ordinances. I will not read the entire ordinance to you, but this is the tobacco-free parks ordinance that's been referenced earlier this evening.
So you heard the clerk's reading of the ordinance. What is your pleasure? Motion by Supervisor Thompson, seconded by Supervisor McKee. Any further discussion?
So I have a statement that Youth for Change, who has been advocating for this to happen and for Partners for Prevention, to read to you. So good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to share this message on behalf of Youth for Change. While our members are unable to attend tonight due to school activities, work, and sport commitments like baseball and track, we sincerely appreciate the opportunity to have our voices included in this important conversation. Youth for Change is a group of local Richland Center High School students focused on making our community healthier and safer for young people and families. We are here to respectfully ask you to consider adopting the Tobacco-Free Parks Ordinance for Richland County. In December of 2025, the County Parks Board unanimously approved moving this ordinance forward to the Public Works Committee, and if supported, onto the County Board this month, tonight. Parks are spaces where families gather, where children play, and where youth spend a great deal of time. When smoking or vaping occur in these environments, it not only exposes others to secondhand smoke and aerosol, but also sends a message to younger children that tobacco use is normal and acceptable. Through a community survey conducted by the local coalition Partners for Prevention, with 299 respondents, we found approximately 75% support tobacco-free parks, 73% believe secondhand smoke and aerosol are harmful, 38 have avoided parks because of tobacco use, nearly half report seeing tobacco use in parks at least sometimes. These results demonstrate strong community support for creating healthier park environments. Partners for Prevention also connected with Parks Department across Wisconsin. Communities that have adopted tobacco-free park policies consistently cite similar benefits, protecting youth from exposure and influence, reducing litter such as cigarette butts, promoting clean, healthy public spaces. Importantly, these communities report that such policies are largely self-enforcing with minimal issues once signage is in place. Here in Richland County, students began this work several years ago. After ongoing collaborations with community partners and local leaders, the City of Richland Center adopted a tobacco-free parks ordinance in 2025. Since then, the transition has been smooth with strong support from park staff and positive feedback from the community. From a youth perspective, tobacco use in parks is something we notice. We see it on trails, near shelters, and sometimes close to playgrounds. Younger children notice it too and often ask questions. While we are not here to judge anyone's personal choice, we believe parks should model healthy behaviors and remain welcoming, family-friendly spaces for everyone. With only about 16% of adults in Richland County using tobacco, establishing tobacco-free parks reflects the preference and well-being of most of our community. Tonight, we respectfully ask you to consider a clear and consistent tobacco-free parks policy for all county parks, one that includes smoking, vaping, and smokeless tobacco. We also want you to know that Youth for Change and Partners for Prevention are ready to help. This could include assisting with the design and cost of signage, supporting community education efforts, helping share information with the public. Thank you for your time, your leadership, and your continued commitment to improving the health and well-being of our community. We appreciate your consideration and would be happy to support this effort moving forward.
Any further discussion on our tobacco-free ordinance?
Will there be signage out there?
We'll have to work with Partners for Prevention and Youth for Change to get signages put up, yes.
What about enforcement? Sheriff?
Enforcement won't be an issue.
All right, so do I have a motion in a second? I did?
Tiffany
Okay.
Thompson and second, thank you.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'm gonna call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to agenda item number 21, a resolution approving the 2026 Richland County Fair admission and grandstand pricing structure.
This will be resolution number 26-16. Now therefore be resolved by the Richland County Board of Supervisors that the 2026 Richland County Fair admission and grandstand pricing structure presented in this resolution is approved. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be effective immediately upon passage. This is being offered to you by the Public Works Standing Committee on April 9th of 2026.
Hear the resolution. What is your pleasure? Motion by Supervisor Perry, seconded by Supervisor Nolan. So this would be, last year, the Richland County Fair did not have a fee to get into the Richland County Fair. There was some financial constraints that happened with not being able to charge for a nominal fee. So this year, we're looking at wanting to do a nominal fee to charge to help offset some of our expenses that are incurred with putting on a fair. And so you can see that within this resolution of what they are. Friday and Saturday will be $5 to get into the fair. So Thursday and Sunday will be 3 days. Grandstand fees are $5 on Friday night and $15 on Saturday night. And then the pit gate fees, which would be out in the pit area, which is not in the grandstands, that's $15 for Friday night and $25 for Saturday night. Open the floor for discussion. Supervisor Frank?
Yeah. So is this for all ages across the board, whether it's an infant, whether it's, I mean, that's just $5 flat out for everything? Okay.
Did you say Saturday night it's gonna be $15?
Saturday, grandstand would be for 15 Saturday, but entrance to the fair would be $5.
And the parking is still free, by the way.
I believe we're gonna charge was it gonna be the, starting at like 8, 9 o'clock, the gates? Something like that, maybe 10, I think it was, I don't know.
Start what?
Start opening the gates up at like 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Any, Mr. Carroll?
Last year, since it was free, there was attempts to try to get volunteers at the gates. I assume that's gonna start back up again this year.
Correct.
Okay.
Further. Is there going to be a method other than just cash to deal with that? I mean, if it is just cash, I'd really like to make sure we get the word out. So many people are doing Venmo and everything else, and if we had that available, it would make a world of difference.
Have not had that discussion. Thank you for bringing that up. Something to look into.
Thank you.
Anything else? Supervisor Walsmith?
I have a question when it comes to children coming into the fair.
Sure.
Since I've had quite a few in my life, paying $5 to $15 per person coming into the fair for certain families can be an issue, especially if you have a full family. Is there anything that's being looked at for offsetting that for certain families that can't afford to come into the gate on Friday and Saturday night?
So we did talk about that, and then our options were the Thursday and the Sunday to be able to come.
'Cause I am a large supporter of 4-H, as many of you know.
Sure.
And I know the 4-H students that are participating, you know, the 4-H children that are participating do get free passes to come in.
Correct.
However, not every child in a family has that same option. I just wanted to voice that there are certain families that's steep. So, and I know we have costs, that's not an issue, but I would urge that we find somebody or something to help offset for certain families who may need the assistance in coming in.
Commissioner Clemens?
One of the things that we did talk about was that larger families, and previously admission was $10, so we did lower it to $5 to try to help offset that and to try to make it a little bit more manageable.
Supervisor McGuire?
How's this compared to 2024? Is there a nominal change in less money than 2024?
You mean by nominal change?
Well, yeah, I mean, the average person that comes with their family to the fair, are they saving some money here from the previous year that we
It
charged?
was $8, yeah, to get in, but that included your grandstand admission. So now we took that away.
And then what
Oh,
Chairman Severson, it was 12 and under was what,
Yeah,
3?
it was like $3.
Yeah, so I mean, that's, yeah, I mean, it's on the floor for discussion, but yeah, it's hard for those of us that have worked the game, start dealing with 5 is nice, but when you start doing 3, it's.
Supervisor Cooley?
How much money are we talking from admissions? That was lost, or whatever.
Administrator Clemens?
Difference between 24 and 25.
Well, Administrator Clemens is looking that up. Is there any other questions?
Who's last year? How much?
And so many of the events are weather dependent, but, which we all know, 24, well, last year was cold.
Last year was cold, yes.
Yeah, the
Year
band.
before that was cold too.
By the third session of the band, there was maybe 100 people in the grandstands.
So in 2024, our gate receipts were 45,000.
25,
45.
45?
45.
Last year, we did not have any. Supervisor Welty?
And by not having gate fees in 25, what was the financial impact from that? Did we run at a deficit? And what was that deficit?
While she's looking that up, there was several comments from people that came out for a little while, went to the football game, or they dropped their kids off, went to the football game, came back. Didn't cost them anything. They came and ate, and then they went to the football game. So we heard a lot of that as we were traveling around last year, doing garbage detail, just monitoring, but probably
Well
not enough.
received by the community to have an open gate. We're also stewards of our money here too, putting that on, so kind of recoup some of that back, but not charge, because we are providing a service. So,
I know Carrie and I went to Iowa County Fair several years ago, but they have a donation, that person was almost full-time. They had over $50,000 in donations towards their fair. Well, our people here in this county get hit so hard Joneses and Simpsons and, Walsh's, every one of them. So we can't, to me, we can't ask them for any more because we have everything else that there's important, but somewhere in between there, but we don't, look at what Iowa County has, but I think the gentleman that told me their donations all came south of 18. Where Highway 18 from Fenimore, Montford, all the way through. Very little north of 18. So pretty much everything came from south of 18 in Iowa County.
I am on the fair board, and we did look at other county fairs and what they charge or didn't charge. It seemed like if the county let the gate in for free, they charge for the parking. There was revenue, some kind of revenue coming in. Others, like we do, we have free parking, but we charge it.
The only advantage to that is if you get a carload of kids, which some have at certain times in your life, then you're paying one fee and you get the whole carload in, and I mean, that makes a big difference, right? So, I don't know, I think I'm a little bit concerned. Well, the last time I worked at the gate, I got hit up a lot about the price, and it was $8 then. I was pretty happy that last year we didn't charge anything, but I do agree we got to find some way to recoup at some percentage, right? So the grandstands, I understand the grandstand fee. You're paying for whatever's going on in the grandstand. I don't have any problem with that. I do like now the parking is probably a challenge to do, but I do like the parking. And the reason I do like it for is just for the purpose of you get a carload of people and you go to the fair. Now that will hopefully encourage everybody to bring a carload of people and spend a lot of money at the fair, which could offset some of the stuff too. And I'm not against asking the people of Richland County to support the fair. There's a lot of business in this town. I realize they do get asked for everything, but it's a choice. You can choose to or not to. I think if we want to support the fair, we need to find ways to support it other than our county budget. I don't think we should be, I mean, worst thing someone could say is no, right? I mean, that's what I look at it, but we have never pursued that, at least not to my knowledge, that we've ever really pursued. There's a lot of them that donate their time for the demolition derbies and all that stuff. There's a lot of donations already there. I'm very much aware of that. Between Olson and Simpsons and all them guys donating equipment and whatnot and the work that gets done. And plus everybody else that donates time. But I think if we need to get the community, if we want to keep this fair going in a positive way, we need to maybe ask for a little bit more help. So that would be my opinion.
Strader?
Last year, the fair lost $56,800.
56.
800.
That includes, are we still doing the 15,000 like we used to? That's in there, or do we do that? We don't do that 15.
We borrowed that money, but then we paid that back.
Right, for the startup fee.
Yeah, right. Roger Perry?
Did the free gate impact the attendance?
Oh, yes. I can
I mean, do we,
Mr. Chair.
more people came?
I can respond to that because I worked at the American Legion food booth all 4 days. We sold out of everything. We had to go shopping again on Saturday evening to get through Sunday. And usually we have leftover stuff. But this year we had the same amount we always do. But because the attendance was more, we sold out faster. So I can tell you that the free gate did make a big difference on our food booth anyway. So, and then you could tell the people walking around that it was just fuller. Everywhere, it was just full.
Supervisor Engel?
When we did Star Spangled,
We have close to $1 million budget. That wouldn't have worked without a roped off beer tent. So it could be something to think about as a roped off section selling beer with, it's very secure. You could make some money that way. We couldn't have done 19 years of country music without it.
So just want to mention one thing that, so the carnival comes in, we don't pay for that carnival to show up. They do the wristband sales and we do get a portion of those wristband sales, but their primary way of their generating their revenue is through ticket sales when the wristbands are not there. But we do pay for having entertainment such as the tractor pull. In years past, that was always about $10,000 to $12,000. This year, we're contributing $8,000. They're willing to raise, I think, the rest of that to make that happen. The demo derby, that's about $6,000 to $8,000 for that demo derby to come in. And it has some other acts like the guy to do the balloons, a couple other things. Those are about a few $1,000s a piece to have that. And then we got to pay for our dumpsters and our sanitary stuff and different things like that. So there are some expenses to putting on a fair also. Roger Williamson?
Yeah, I could, Supervisor Kramer, remember we had to shut down entrance into demo derby for a while. It was full last year. I don't know if it's done that before previously, Gary, or not, but, so but do we get how do they reimburse us a little bit?
They didn't on the pit side of that. I think we kind of worked out something maybe this year or something that we're getting a little bit of that because they were charging and they were keeping that money themselves for the pit stuff. So I think that's why we're doing it this way to try to bring that off.
So is there an option to look at the parking? I mean, we're discussing this now, but the parking thing to me and the pit fee, I agree with pit fee. 100%. I mean, if you're gonna go in there, that's a little different atmosphere. But the gate, just to be able to walk in the gate, if you pay $10 per car, you know, and $10 every time you leave and come back, I guess, if you're gonna leave and come back, you know, not an all day pass or whatever. I don't know.
I will mention that the Friday night will be the tractor pull. Saturday night this year is going to be the demolition derby. Traditionally, the demolition derby has always had a higher crowd of spectators. So, Ms. Walsmith?
I was just making a comment about, especially the children. I don't think anybody has a problem about adults. When you have to bring a 2-year-old in and pay $5 for your 2-year-old to come in, it gets a little hard, especially if you're willing to spend money coming in to do the larger events. You take your 2-year-old with you or your 3-year-old with you because, you know, just that's the way life is. And then you have to pay for them to come in and then you have to leave early because, I mean, it just seems like maybe we should check on a limit on how young maybe they can come into the gate on those days.
You could make a motion off the floor to amend our current resolution to include, you know, 5 and under for a year,
Okay.
something like that.
Like to do that, then make an amendment to what's been presented to 5 and under, be able to come into the fair Friday night and Saturday night for free.
So we have a motion on the floor to amend our resolution to allow 5 and under to participate in coming into the fair for free. Is there a second to the amendment? Seconded by Mr. McKee. Is there any discussion on this amendment? Hearing none. So we're going to vote on just the amendment itself to add 5 and under for free. Friday and Saturday, correct.
The other nights are free already.
Yep.
The whole day though, basically Friday and Saturday.
Is that how you like your?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's very unpredictable age.
And you're supportive of that, Mr. McKee, for seconding that? Okay. Not hearing any other discussion? Okay, we're gonna vote on the amendment now. All those in favor on the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. So motion does carry. So now we're back on topic of the resolution now with the amendment that has 5 and under for free. Is there any further discussion on our resolution for charging for gate fees? Along with Mrs. Johnsrud?
I was thinking about the parking idea and I really like that because if you can get several people in a car, be a family, I just think that would keep the public happy with the fact that we're not gonna be charging gate fees. I just think that could be a real positive spin on it, but yet we could still make our money, whatever that amount would be for parking. But I don't know if that would require an amendment to this resolution or rewriting of it.
Would, Mr. Frank?
So my concern with that is just continue the discussion, the logistics of it this year. I think it's a great idea for next year to pursue and look at. I'm just really concerned about the logistics this year to try and put that together and separating where to park and everything. I know it's a big lot, but now we're checking people in and out and how we do that. I like the idea too, but in my opinion, I think it's a next year topic.
So there used to be parking at the fair a long time ago, way before I was even involved. Back when I was a little kid, I think the Eba Fire Department used to do the parking at the fair. So that's something that could be looked at, I guess, in the future, but the logistic wise, and I'm kind of worried about the backup on County Highway AA on both parking lots where people are coming in, and that'd be.
It's just that piece of it, yeah.
Yeah, we got to figure out something with that. So I think it would warrant further discussion and logistically to talk about that.
And maybe the way it's set up as you pull in there, you know what I mean? I agree, I think it's a great idea, but I agree that we're probably not ready we need to design how we're gonna make that flow, because we have no idea, and the years and years when I was young, I remember that, and you couldn't get in or get out, to be honest with you. So I think I would agree with Mr. Frank, that we're probably not ready this year, but I think it is a good way to go.
Great idea.
And I think we already did a good job by letting the little kids in for free, so I think we're going in the right direction. And I think we need to pursue some donations of some sort.
All right. Any more questions? Call for a vote here. Clerk Kalish, you got the amended version?
I do. The amendment that you're adding is that 5 kids or children 5 and under have free admission on Friday and Saturday. So I will add that into the resolution upon.
Okay, you all good with that? All right, I'm gonna call for a vote. All those in favor of resolution 2616, admission to the fair with the amended amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion does carry. Now we're moving on to agenda item number 22, a resolution to approve the updated FMLA policy.
This will be resolution number 26-17. Now therefore be it resolved by the Richland County Board of Supervisors that the proposed changes be adopted. The updated policy replaces a policy dated 1/18 of 2022. Be it further resolved that this resolution is approved upon its passage and publication. This is being offered to you by the Executive and Finance Standing Committee on April 14 of 2026.
Hear the resolution, what is your pleasure? Motion by Supervisor Cooey, seconded by Supervisor Frank or Kramer.
I updated the county's FMLA policy. Sorry, my name is Tracy Long, I'm the HR director. I updated our FMLA policy to make sure it was compliant with the federal FMLA and state FMLA rules and guidelines, and made it a little easier to read and understand.
Any questions on our FMLA policy update?
Read that, you have to be an attorney.
That's where he got us. Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'm gonna call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion does carry. On to agenda item number 23, correspondence. Correspondence, Mr. Clerk?
Mr. Chair, I have no correspondences to report, but I also, if you are okay with it, I would like to share a party message, if that's okay.
Yes, I was gonna acknowledge you later on, but yeah,
Okay,
this be it.
thank you. So, dear Richland County, the night has come to give you all my farewell correspondence. It's actually here. The decision to close the Richland County chapter and begin writing the Southern California chapter was not an easy one to make. But after many sleepless nights, countless self-talk sessions, and a bit of soul searching, I realized it was time. Time to pivot, time to grow, and time to move on. As a geriatric millennial, it's now or never, no regrets. To the citizens of Richland County, it has been nothing short of an honor, a privilege, and an absolute pleasure serving the county throughout the years. Words cannot describe how grateful I am for the opportunity to have done so and the positive impact it has had on me, both personally and professionally. To the county board, thank you for your willingness to serve and your commitment to transforming Richland County into the best version of itself possible. I trust wholly you will all do that. As noted by Margaret Mead, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that really ever has. To the county staff, thank you so much for your hard work and dedication. The work you do is important, it does make a difference, and it really does matter. The county is very fortunate to have you all. To the county's municipal clerks, thank you for your willingness to serve your municipalities. I'm so proud of all of you and the progress we have made over the years. It truly is remarkable. You've all inspired me on countless occasions. Your work does not go unnoticed, and I appreciate you all. Thank you all for the memories and the friendships. They will be cherished for years to come. And as noted by Winnie the Pooh, how lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. I'll do my best to send you as much sunshine as humanly possible from Southern California on those long, cold January Wisconsin nights. Smiley face, hashtag Derek will not miss winter. All that being said, go forth and conquer, my friends. And again, thank you for everything. Best, Derek. Thank you all.
Thank you, Derek, for your years of community service to Richland County and the city of Richland Centers. I know you worked there too prior as a clerk, so.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
And the town of Henrietta clerk also. Correct?
Started, I was a baby clerk there, you know.
Thank you for your years of community service. Are there any other correspondence to be brought forth towards the county board? Hearing none. Agenda item number 24 is any future agenda items. Anybody have any future agenda items? Supervisor Perry.
You'll be hearing from me for 2 years if we don't change it. But there are 4 or 5 of us here, depending on empty districts, who serve the city as well as the county. We serve the county as residents of the city, and we need to be able to attend city meetings. And we meet at the same time. It's happening right now.
Yeah.
Same night as the city council. Gotta change, somebody's gotta change. Because we can't properly represent our constituents.
That would be a change for rules of the board, and I know we don't have a rules committee anymore, but I think that's absorbed by executive finance now, so that would be a discussion for, I would move on for them to discuss that. So, any other future agenda items? Hearing none. Agenda item number 25 is adjournment. Supervisor Frank, seconded by Supervisor Welty, taking over for Mr. Manning.
Got it in.
All those in favor of adjournments, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Tomorrow is committee on committees. I welcome you all to come.